Wonderful day, everyone. Today we're going to talk about adding and subtracting radical expressions. After the discussion, the students will be able to simplify radical expressions using the laws of radicals and perform addition and subtraction on similar and dissimilar radicals. So let's move on to our examples. Number 1, the square root of 9. The square root of 9 is equal to 3. It's easy because 9 is a perfect square. Number 2, square root of 12. Since square root of 12 is not a perfect square, hindi natin siya masisimplify ng ganyan. The first thing that we need to do is to factor 12. And the factors that we're going to use is 4 and 3. Bakit siya 4 and 3? Kasi hindi natin pwedeng gamitin yung ibang factors ng 12 like 6 and 2 because we are looking for a number na pwede nating ma-extract or pwede nating makuha yung square root niya para ma-simplify natin yung square root of 12. So the square root of 4 times 3 is equal to 2 square root of 3. So paano siya naging ganyan? Because the square root of 4 is 2, kaya siya natin nilabas na ganyan. And yung 3 is maiwan siya sa loob ng radical sign. So our final answer would be 2 square root of 3. Number 3, the square root of x raised to 7. Again, x raised to 7 is not a perfect square. That's why we need to factor first. And ang factor na gagamitin natin is x raised to 6 and x raised to 1. So that would be the square root of x raised to 6x. Then let's simplify. This would be x raised to 6 over 2 square root of x raised to 1. Pwede pa natin siyang i-simplify. So this would be x cubed square root of x raised to 1 or x cubed square root of x. Number 4, square root of 18x cubed y raised to 4. Ang una muna nating hanapan ng factor is yung 18 since it's not a perfect square. So the factors of 18 na gagamitin natin is 9 and 2, and also ikunin din natin yung factor ng x cubed. So that would be x squared and x raised to 1. So all in all, that would be the square root of 9 times 2, x squared xy raised to 4. Since the square root of 9 is 3, labas natin siya, lagay natin siya dito, and the square root of x squared is x, and the square root of y raised to 4 is y squared. Then yung natira sa loob ng radical sign. So our final answer would be 3x y squared square root of 2x. Number 5, the square root of 12 over the square root of 3. Since 12 is not a perfect square again, factor muna natin yung 12 kaya magiging yan siya. Square root of 4 times square root of 3 over square root of 3. If we simplify this, ang matitira is square root of 4 because the square root of 3 over square root of 3 is equal to 1. So the square root of 4 is equal to 2. This is our final answer. Next, we're going to add and subtract similar radical expressions. Sinabi natin na similar radical expression because the terms have the same radicand. Kaya, ang gagawin na lang natin is to add the whole numbers and copy the radical expression. So, let's solve example number 1. 3 square root of 6 plus 5 square root of 6. So, we can rewrite this as the quantity of 3 plus 5 is square root of 6. So, 3 plus 5 is equal to 8. So, ang final answer natin is 8 square root of 6. Number 2, 7 square root of 2 minus 2 square root of 2. We can rewrite this as quantity 7 minus 2 square root of 2. So, 7 minus 2 is equal to 5. Our final answer is 5 square root of 2. Number 3, 3x square root of y plus x square root of y. So we can write this as quantity 3x plus x is square root of y. So 3x plus x is equal to 4x, and our final answer is 4x is square root of y. Number 4, 5y squared square root of x minus 2y square root of x. So i-rewrite natin siya as quantity 5y squared minus 2y square root of x. Hindi na natin ito masisimplify because we cannot subtract 5y squared minus 2y. So our final answer is quantity 5y squared minus 2y square root of x. Let's move on in adding and subtracting dissimilar radical expressions. When we are adding and subtracting dissimilar radical expressions, we have to make each pair of radical expressions similar. So let's try example number 1. Square root of 8 plus square root of 50. First, kunin muna natin yung factors of 8 para ma-simplify natin siya. So, we will have 4 and 2. Next, kunin din naman natin yung factors of 50, which is 25 and 2. So, if we simplify this expression, magiging yan siyang 2 square root of 2 because the square root of 4 is 2, kaya ilalabas natin siya, and the 2 will remain inside the radical sign, kaya magiging yan siyang 2 square root of 2 plus 5 square root of 2 because the square root of 25 is 5. And the 2 inside the radical sign will remain inside. So, mapapansin natin na we already have similar radical expression kasi ang radical na natin ay parehong 2. So, that would be 2 plus 5 square root of 2 is equal to 7 square root of 2. Let's proceed to number 2. Square root of 16x cubed y minus the square root of xy. First, simplify the first term. So, 16x squared, x raised to 1, y minus, i-copy na lang natin ito, square root of xy. So, this would be 4x square root of xy minus square root of xy. So, mapapansin natin that this is already similar radical expression, kaya our final answer would be 4x minus 1 square root of xy. Number 3, the cube root of 81 a raised to 4b plus the cube root of 3ab raised to 4. Let's factor para makapag-simplify tayo and make the radical expressions similar. So the factor of 81 would be 27 and 3. Then the factor of a raised to 4 would be a cubed and a raised to 1. Then copy the letter b plus the cube root of 3a. And factor natin yung b raised to 4, kaya siya magiging b cubed and b raised to 1. So let's simplify. This would be 3a, the cube root of 3ab plus b cube root of 3ab. Since this is already a similar radical expression, pwede na natin siyang i-simplify and i-add. So the answer would be 3a plus b cube root of 3ab.